So I went into some detail about some shit that happened to me at school today. And that already was live and that's done, but I didn't get to finish saying what I had to say. So first, to all the people who was watching that video, thank you for watching. So, as I said in the video, I don't legitimately get on YouTube to insult people or to keep people down. I said some things about a couple of my actors who didn't show up. I said some things about an actress who quit the day before filming. I said some shit about an actress who quit because I wouldn't let her do the crazy shit that I would do. But there's a reason for that. If you're working for free, your life and your safety is the most important thing to me. If you work on me at all, your life and your safety is the most important thing to me. Not how good the shot is. Because if it's a good shot, and it's legitimately good on camera, that's great. But what's more important is that no one filming with James Williams Jr. and Kung Fu Havoc and J Havoc Productions gets hurt. So I was talking about this shit at school with this old fella trying to delegitimize my martial arts. And I told the video, I said I don't want anybody trying to Kimbo slice my shit and come to my door and try to fight me without the proper notification, without the proper waivers and shit like that, so that if I win, what I should have said was when I win, they can't sue my ass. No, because legitimately, they really can't anyway because they came to the house as an opposing force, as a threat. This is think criminology. Now, so as you know, that means I'm studying police science and criminal justice. You got to do a lot of things in life that you either gonna want to do, don't want to do, or you kind of stumbled into the shit by pure accident. So today, when I was teaching a young man about martial arts at my school, in which I am attending, hopefully this video will not get me kicked out of school, because both of them were faculty members of the school. Don't try to delegitimize anybody. If you think they're charlatans or full of shit, that's fine. You have that right to have that opinion. That's great. The problem is, are you willing to test your opinion against fact? Alright? I've said this 10,000 times on my videos. I've said this throughout life. I've been there. I've done that. And here's the facts. I've been street fighting since I was 6 years old. You don't have to believe that. I started learning martial arts at the age of 7. You don't have to believe that. You can go to my Kung Fu Havoc #1 channel and see all of my Kung Fu videos. Which again, you don't have to believe that. The problem is, you can't say I can't do it if you ain't fought me. The people who I fought and won, I have apologized. Because from 6 to 12, I was rumbling. I was rumbling for 6 whole years. Rumbling. Until my dad snatched me off the last kid that I ever fought for at least 2 years. Because once I turned 14 and 15, I was right back at it. Just not like it was before. It wasn't like controlled and shit. It was real fights then. Because then, when you're scuffling from the age of 6 to 12 and you're fighting other kids to 6 and 12, still fights, still real fights. I just had a tactical advantage and started learning martial arts. Then, when my dad stopped that shit, you can take the fighter out of the fight. You can't take the fight out of the fighter. Understand that. Only you can control you. Alright? And sometimes a little bit of fear. Possibly a bit of intimidation. After my dad stopped me from fighting, I had 2 incidences. One, my dad stopped, and then one was like the last few fights I had until I got hit in the face for stealing a car. Which I didn't steal, I just drove to some bitch. The problem is really simple. If you ain't never seen somebody fight, 2 things. You can choose to not believe the hype or believe the hype. That's your choice. But I will give you a piece of advice. In your quest to test the waters, be careful where you step. Because you're either going to step into really cold water or really deep water. Notice I didn't say nothing about hot water. Most of the time when you test water in a swimming pool or you test it in the river. So it's either going to be really cold or really deep. choice is yours. So the dude was basically trying to say that I ain't shit, that I'm a charlatan, but he ain't fought me. How can you say that when you ain't fought me? If I'm teaching a dude martial arts, don't try to unteach him what I teach him by telling him that I'm full of shit. Especially when you legitimately have not fought me to delegitimize my shit. When I was 15, let's go back. When I was 14, there was a dude whose name started with a C down in Smithfield behind Miss Ruffin's house. Hello, Miss Ruffin, if you're still alive. And me and my friend L was back there boxing C. And we took our turns and we paid our dues, you know. But C wanted to fucking fight me anyway. He really wanted to fight me. I'm not a boxer. I wasn't at that time. But I learned quick how to become a boxer. So he was like, I'm going to be Mike Tyson. Who you going to be? And this was Mike Tyson heyday. I didn't like boxing. I didn't give a fuck. And I said, I'm going to be me. I'm not going to be anybody else but me. Because I didn't want to be anybody else but me. Now, we in a boxing city right down the street from Sweet Pea Whitaker. And instead of him picking a local guy like Sweet Pea Whitaker, he wanted to be Mike Tyson. And so we sparring. We boxing. And for every one hit I hit him, he hit me with 3. When I hit him with 3, he hit me with 5. So it really didn't matter. He knew his shit for boxing. But he was not a street fighter. I'm not a boxer. We had our little corner cut out. You know, we got our little cones and stuff so that we have this stuff. There's no real ropes. We're black kids. We're poor. We don't have a whole ring. We just got like some square shit so we know if we go out of bounds. We never left the cones. We fought. And like I said, 1, 2, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, if I hit him with 2, he hit me with 4. I hit him with 1, he hit me with 3. And he was good at boxing. He legitimately was beating the hell out of me because he could. And I would complain. Pull your punches, man. Pull your punches. Oh, I'm pulling my punches. He was lying through his fucking teeth. Until he couldn't. So he hit me and hit me and hit me. And we got our hands in these gloves as tight as we can get them. And he hit me one more goddamn time. Gloves came off. I legitimately was about to break his fucking neck. He said, no. And he couldn't get his gloves. I said, nah, you don't want to pull your punches? Now I'm going to start using my fucking feet. And about that time, my dear old dad, God rest his soul, called my name. And my dad does not play that let me call you more than twice shit. So when he called my name the first time, I looked at C and I said, your life just got saved. And I went on up there to my dad. My dad chewed my ass out. You know the boy wanted to fight you, blah, 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 and you got goaded right into that shit. And I was like, well, why didn't you let me fight him? He said, because you probably would have killed him. You know karate. He just knows how to box. You can use your hands and your feet. It's not fair. And I said, oh, it's fair. Because he knows how to throw a punch. And if he can throw a punch and hit me and not control his punch and try to hurt me legitimately, then I can legitimately break his fucking neck. And my dad sent me in the house. Told me don't come back outside and don't talk to that boy and don't bother that boy. And that boy about then walked around there and I said, I'm going to tell you what. My dad ain't always going to be here. And if I catch you, I'm going to fuck you up. Because you wanted to fuck me up and you couldn't knock me out. So I'm going to make damn sure that if we fight again, it's going to be real. Ain't going to be no gloves and you will not be safe. So apparently my dad had another talk to me after that. And so I never bothered to see again. I did speak to him, but I never bothered him. Because I legitimately wanted to kill his ass. Now why did I bring this story up? I'm not done. Because the thing that happened today was some legitimate bullshit. This should have never happened in the first place. But you know, male pride. Male pride. And some of it being mine now because I'm making this damn video. Because my pride, it ain't so much as hurt as it's been kicked in the nuts. So then I got this other story. I come back to Charlottesville. I turned 15 now because my birthday happened. Just like tomorrow, I'll be turning 46. So I got to fighting that whole week. 2 fights was physical, 2 fights were not. Monday the fight was physical. Tuesday the fight was just verbal. And I thought I was going to get jumped because it was 2-on-1. But a friend of mine who overly hyped my skills is what saved my ass. He overly hyped my skills. And we got off the bus, the 2 dudes was going to jump me on the bus. They ran. Alright, I won. Because I told them they're just going to whoop my ass right by my house. I'm going to be able to crawl into my house. No problem. Didn't happen. We got off the bus, I dropped my books. They dropped their shoes and started running. In other words, concrete and feet met, and I was standing out there by myself with a backpack. That was it. This is like my last year in junior high at freaking Buford. The next day I had a day off. Then Thursday came. The 2 dudes that jumped me, I had to fuck up one dude's brother. It really didn't get that physical outside the fact that I had 4 people and I used Kung Fu, and the last guy got hurt. His feelings got hurt and he decided he wanted to get a stick, and I got an iron pipe and I said, you go first. Legitimately, the fight didn't happen. He figured it out. There's something was going to go wrong, and it was going to go wrong in his favor, not mine. So that happened. The very next day on a Friday, I got to fighting with the biggest sumbitch I ever met in my life. And that being said, my sister started that fight. It started at our house with me and her. And it wound up being her and his sister versus each other, while me and him versus each other. Later, him and I would become friends. And everybody in the projects, for about 4 or 5 months before I left to go to Smithfield for the summer again, left me alone until high school, where I got bullied in the 9th grade, the 10th grade, the 11th grade, the 12th grade. But none of these bullies would come see me outside of school. And why? Because my Kung Fu is not illegitimate. My shit is real. Ain't no guarantee I'm going to win the next fight. Ain't no guarantee I'm going to lose the next fight. But what is guaranteed that if there is a fight, I'm going to be in it. And I'm going to do everything I can to end that sumbitch as fast as I can. And if that means I got to take a person out and have to do a little bit of time for it, so be it. But I know what I'm doing. Don't try to say I don't know what I'm doing. I don't give a damn who you are. A belt in martial arts only means you got rank because you can break a board or break a brick. It don't mean when you go outside and meet somebody like me that you're going to win. I lost a lot of sparring matches, but never against black belts. I've beaten black belts in sparring matches, showing them that this thing is legitimately there to hold your pants up. It don't mean shit. It's just a belt. It gives you rank in society because that's the rules that is engaged in American martial arts. You gotta have a black belt to do this. You gotta have a black belt to do that. You gotta be more successful. You gotta be a black belt, or you gotta be a champion. Champions can get beat too. It's just a matter of time and an opportunity. No, legitimate champions have been beaten in the streets for the simple fact that it's a street fight. Now, the one time that having martial arts has failed me was when I was driving a stolen car and the guy broke his hand on my face. I kind of talked that up, but the simple fact, somehow I got to talking with people and I said, I hadn't been in a fight in so long. If I get hit, I'm probably going to sleep. That very night, I got hit twice, but I didn't go to sleep, which only proved, hey, I still got it. I'm still tough as nails. Cool. But I was looking at going to jail, which was not cool. So when somebody wants to delegitimize you, they want to put you down and say that you ain't shit or you can't fight, don't tell nobody that shit if you ain't never fought their ass, which was the point of my live stream and the point of this video. The people that I fought have not come back for a second round in real fights. Some of the cowards that I've had sparring matches with have not come back for real fights or sparring matches even when they've won. Because they know. Here's the one cold truth. A sparring match is training. It's not real. A real fight can't be undone once it's done. And if you win, people remember that shit. And most people don't really want to come back for a second beatdown. Sparring match is practice. Some people don't want to come back for a second beat down for them either. And you have to be aware of that shit. But for you to be a complete stranger and to tell somebody else that their shit's not legit, when they're telling someone else the shit is legit, and for you to be rude and just say, okay, I'm going to put an end to this, I'm going to go over here and embarrass this little fucker and tell this other guy that this guy's shit ain't legit. Yet, I've never seen this young man fight. I don't know if he really can fight. All I know is that, oh yeah, he's a vet like me. But I'm going to embarrass this little fucker. I'm going to make sure that everybody knows he's a phony. Yet, you haven't seen me fight. You haven't volunteered to spar with me. How are you going to tell somebody that I'm teaching a legitimate martial art to that my shit's not legit? Don't delegitimize anybody that you ain't fought with. You may have heard rumors. Don't believe rumors until the rumor involves you. If somebody tells you somebody can't fight, don't you ever believe that shit. Because you're going to get surprised. Maybe they couldn't fight that person. Maybe they couldn't beat that person. It does not mean, hands down, that they can't beat your ass. Keep that shit in mind. When I hear that people can fight, first thing comes to my mind. First thing that comes to my mind is not to get my cell phone, which is what I'm doing right now. But the first thing that comes to my mind is this. Do you have tangible proof that this sumbitch can't fight? Have you seen that person fight? Because you can hear people can't fight all the time. And every time I've heard somebody can't fight, I've caught that person and seen them do a fairly decent handing of an ass to someone else. Many people thought that I couldn't fight. But many people forgot that I've been fighting since I was 6 years old and it wasn't my choice. When you create a monster, you need to be able to control the monster. But when you cannot control the monster consumes the creator. Didn't y'all read Frankenstein? And if you didn't, it's a good read. I didn't read Frankenstein. Seen all the movies though. It was a long read. I'm not reading that shit. I did read most of The Art of War. Okay, I read all of The Art of War. I don't remember everything in it, but I did read The Art of War. And here's the thing about that. You know, when you have a fight, you have to think like Sansu. You have to be the fighter in that fight. And more importantly, when you are in a fight, you don't fight your opponent's fight, you make them fight yours. Simple as that. You make them fight yours. You don't try to fight their fight because you legitimately, very well, may lose. Now, if they fight your fight, you got a better chance of winning because you're leading them into where you want them to be. It's not like wrestling where it's stage combat, but the moves are real. It's not like making a movie where it's stage combat, the moves are real, but they're slowed down for the camera. The moves are slowed down so that no one gets hurt. So instead of me hitting you with everything I got, it just looks like I'm hitting you with everything I got, but I'm really just like gonna toe tap you. Something that's not gonna hurt you. So that we can keep filming and keep working and production doesn't get shut down. But when you are engaged with someone who really can fight, and you know and they know that they really can fight, you have what they call a conundrum, or my favorite, a clusterfuck. So you hear things about people, oh, this nigga can't fight. Oh, this dude can't fight. That little Asian fella can't fight. Of course they can't. Because that's what you're believing. It's what you're hearing. But when you see that little Asian dude, or that little black dude, or that little white dude, or that little Mexican dude hand somebody their ass because rumor says they can't fight, you'd be surprised at how many motherfuckers can't fight done beat the fuck out of somebody because they were saying, oh, this person can't fight. I'm gonna delegitimize this motherfucker. He can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. I had a manager at Burger King. Hi, Don. I'm still looking for you. I had a manager at Burger King. That was his name, Don. I'm not gonna give you his last name. Hi, Don. Who legitimately said that I couldn't fight my way out of a wet paper bag at the Burger King on Pantops way back in my 20s when some kid thought that I was Ernie Reyes Jr. and she asked me if I was a Ninja Turtle, and I said, no ma'am, I'm not, but I can do martial arts. And then she said, well, you look like the guy from Ninja Turtles. So that should tell you Ninja Turtles 2 had just came out, like maybe 6 months before I got that job. And she thought I was Keno from the Teenage Mutant Ninja. She thought I was the pizza boy. She thought I was Ernie Reyes Jr. And I had to tell her, and I said, young lady, believe me, if I was Ernie Reyes Jr., the last damn thing I would be doing is cleaning up Burger King. Anyway, so I had got a reprimand from Mountain Valley. The porters, the cleaners, we were not allowed to walk in. No circumstances. Fast forward about an hour, because I was only on the job an hour that night, plus everybody's having mustard and bleach fights, and I told them the first night, if you do that, you're not leaving unless you're going home in an ambulance, because I'm going to send you home in an ambulance if you don't clean that shit up. My job is to clean up behind customers, not the people who work there. So Don's making me do all this shit, and he's talking all this shit. And at the last point, there was mustard on the ceiling, and he said, I'm your fucking boss, and you're gonna fucking do what I fucking tell you to fucking do, or you're fucking out of here. Yeah, I caught how many of those fucks it was, right? So then I replied with, well, fucking thank you, buddy, I'm fucking gone. And I had left. But I left my great-grandmother's radio, and you don't leave nothing of a Cherokee behind, because you piss them off, especially if they're dead. So I went back to get the radio, and this Lily feller was talking about me like a dog. And his exact words were, excuse me, his exact words were, that half-breed bastard couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag with holes in it. And please forgive me, because this is about to be a racist statement, but it's a fact and it's true, and I said it exactly like I'm about to say it. And I looked at him, and I said, I will beat your lily white ass right here, right now. And he turned this red. And I said, now, how you want to handle this? Because I can beat you in the building, or I can beat you out the building. But I can tell you right now, if you think I can't fight my way out of a wet paper bag, this half-breed motherfucker's got a whole new bag for you. I came back for my radio, but since you want to talk about me, we can go ahead and solve this problem right now. Well, I'll call the police, and thank you for threatening me in front of grown people. I said, these motherfuckers want me to beat your ass. They would like to beat your ass themselves, but they got families to feed, and they don't want to lose their jobs. Because one was the manager, and one was also another night porter like myself. But I wasn't going to be the guy who was just going to take shit because that's what you expect me to do. No, that shit was an option. No. I gotta make a third part